Namaskar. In India, I have seen relationships evolved over decades, from letters to arranged meeting to dating app and long chats. Relationships have transformed completely. Today, let's look at this topic from the perspective of the young generation and their middle-aged parents. Both are right in their own way, but both can learn from each other. I find that the younger generation today is open minded and independent. You value freedom and personal space. You want to make your own choices and see if the connection feels real. You want to find your vibes, as some young people say, that is reasonable because no one wants to enter an unhappy marriage. But somewhere in this new journey, sometimes the meaning of love and companionship is lost. Relationships start in a moment but often end very fast. There is chemistry but very little consistency. There is excitement but not enough patience. There is closeness but very little commitment. And as a result, many young people feel confused, anxious, and uncertain and lonely even while they are being in relationship. Our human brain actually wants connection and stability. When people make a commitment, their brains release oxytocin and vasopressin, which are the bonding hormones. Research also shows that long term commitment activates certain regions of your brain. These regions are about safety and trust. On the other hand, constant breakups or casual dating can raise cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone which leads to anxiety and poor mental focus. So you see, your mind craves solid relationship and not uncertainty. There are four purushartha: dharma or duty, artha or livelihood, calm or pleasure, moksha, liberation. All four have their place in life, but calm or pleasure must always walk hand in hand with dharma. Desires are natural, but they must be guided by moral responsibility. I have seen that when desires overpower dharma, suffering follows. Modern dating often gives more space to pleasure but less to purpose. Now, when we speak of live in relationship, I understand our youth's intention to know their partner better before marriage. It's natural to want to just wait and see before making a lifelong decision. You must also want to avoid the mistake you have seen in an unhappy family. I respect that intention, but the problem is not in living together. But the problem begins when the relationship lacks the foundation of commitment and purpose. When two people live together like this, the relationship becomes only a temporary arrangement. For the young generation, I would say freedom is precious, but you must also be responsible. Handle commitment wisely. Balance your independence with care and your choice with respect. Love should not drain you, it should make you feel safe. And to the parents, I would say, understand your children's world. They live in a time when there are many choices. Give them space to decide, but remain a guiding presence. Don't control, just communicate. Give value to career goals and personal space. Your trust will make them feel more responsible. Pressure never works. I feel that when relationships don't have a long term intent, one might share a house but still feel alone. Anxiety and insecurity slowly replaces joy. When problems arise, the relationships break easily because there is no sense of shared purpose holding it together. Many youngsters today say, we want to live together first and see if it works. That thought is understandable. But the real test of the relationship is not how you live together in comfort, but how you stand together when life gets uncomfortable. As elders, we must not reject or shame the younger generation. We must help them discover the meaning of love through awareness. Our tradition never opposed love. In fact, some of the greatest love stories are from our land. Shiva and Parvati, Krishna and Radha, Ram and Sita. These relationships were built on trust, sacrifice, and purpose. That is what we must learn. Love should make you peaceful, not restless. Both generations, young and middle age, must remember that connection is not control and independence is not an isolation. Relationships are healthy when there is an honesty and respect. Look, marriage as a social system remains one of the best ways to build lasting commitment and joint responsibilities. But that does not mean one must enter it lightly. So think carefully about shared values, not only about attraction or physical closeness or convenience. I have shared what life has taught me. The next step is yours, the choice is yours. Just make it with awareness. Pause, think, and choose consciously. Namaskar.